When a person dies at home, they sometimes leave behind unused but still powerful prescription drugs. Death investigators for the medical examiner collect those drugs as part of their case.
But Fox 5 I-Team reporter Randy Travis says former employees accuse the Gwinnett County medical examiner of lax security measures that may have allowed seized drugs to actually disappear. Randy?
That's right, Courtney and Rusty. We're talking about heavy-duty painkillers like opiates prescribed to someone with a terminal illness, the kind that can be abused or sold.
You can see what's in there, and they seal it, and it's tamper-proof.
Gwinnett County Medical Examiner Dr. Carol Terry says she's got measures in place now to prevent the lowest of crimes, stealing from the dead.
And it's recorded who's coming in, and there's a camera out in the hallway.
The evidence room is hidden deep inside the impressive 15,000 square foot building that opened 4 years ago. A room limited to only certain people. But is it truly secure?
Well, I was coming on call that morning.
These 5 former employees say over the years, Carol Terry's office failed to track the painkillers left behind at death scenes. Heavy-duty drugs that should have been kept secure.
The securing of narcotics was your trunk of your car, the front seat of your vehicle, or underneath your desk.
Because you could take anything out of that cabinet and it could disappear before it got to the morgue.
3 of these employees quit. 2 others this year were fired. Each of the 2 filed discrimination complaints. Shannon Volkodov including in hers the issue of missing drugs. In January, she says Terry told her that drugs had recently been stolen from the evidence room, and I suggested she requests that the county install cameras, and she report the theft of dangerous drugs to authorities for investigation. But police were never called.
Don't you want to know who's stealing drugs from your evidence room?
Longtime investigator Bob Bumgarner says he remembers the day a technician opened an evidence bag of narcotics.
Well, she was looking at the bag. It looked like somebody had written over her initials. She cut the bag open. The oxycodone was gone. It was replaced by hypertension medication. Who did it? Well, we don't know because there's no camera system.
Last month, Dr. Terry did call the police to report 6 missing unused body bags worth $20 each. She accused Bumgarner of stealing them a year earlier. The police report was made after he alerted the Department of Labor about a failure to pay overtime. Bumgarner says he was allowed to use the bags to transport personal clothes during a move. No charges were filed.
You've called the police about 6 missing body bags, but never about the possibility of missing drugs. Why?
Well, the thing was I had actual evidence that occurred. In terms of missing drugs, I don't know for sure that actually occurred.
She said reports of missing drugs were considered rumors. But Volkodov's complaint says Terry told her in January she knew which employee had stolen the drugs and would soon be separated. If so, the theft did not stop. According to the complaint, a staff member mentioned that drugs had been stolen again from the evidence room after the suspected female employee was no longer employed. Staff suggesting a second employee was also stealing drugs.
I don't know that I told her that. Again, that's a concern.
A concern shared by medical examiners across the country. In some of those cases, employees have gone to jail.
But in Gwinnett, there have been no arrests, no clear suspects, no video evidence of a crime, largely critics claim because Dr. Terry has not made it a priority. They, to a person, say that you didn't really take the situation seriously.
Well, I don't know about that, but it's like I like to believe that the people I have here I can trust.
In August, 8 months after Volkodov says she made her recommendation, Terry's office asked the county to put a camera inside the evidence room. The actual work won't happen now until at least January, to go along with the other security changes she's already made.
All of these steps that are in place are not only to safeguard the integrity of the evidence, but also to protect my employees from baseless accusations, or if somebody's doing something, to catch them doing it.
And then perhaps calling police.
The former employees say drugs have gone missing both before and after they moved into the new facility 4 years ago. So they say it's been a chronic problem.
Yeah, Dr. Terry seemed to imply that she trusts her employees and so she wouldn't need to get police involved, but it does beg the question, should police have been told about these missing drugs and other issues?
Or the former employees say at least drug test the other employees, the suspected employees who have been involved perhaps in stealing drugs. Dr. Terry says she did that one time. She asked an employee who she thought might be doing that to take a drug test. He resigned. but she never called the police.
How about that? And as you point out, these are powerful drugs we're talking about.
And popular, obviously, on the black market. Yeah.
Absolutely. Randy, thanks.
Sure.